I would not run if President Trump ran.
I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president. I will not now, not ever, support raising the gas tax. Let's increase the gas tax by 10 cents over the next 3 years.
Every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat.
I never said government should go and require anyone's name.
That's false.
So I think China's been a really great friend of ours. Yes, I view China as an enemy.
That was not what I intended to say. I do not think we need to pull money from the UN.
The UN, the only thing is we would defund the UN as much as possible.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Nikki Haley, who is campaigning out in Iowa, okay? But she is facing some backlash lately for a number of missteps that she's made on the campaign trail in regards to some of her comments that, again, aren't necessarily going over well with people. Like, for example, her claiming that you have to switch personalities from primary to primary.
But look, the structure of it is really pretty amazing. That Iowa starts it. You change personalities, you go into New Hampshire, and they continue it on. And by the time it gets to South Carolina, it gets bigger going into Super Tuesday. There's something very cool about the process.
Yeah, so this is making a lot of people ask questions about Nikki Haley's authenticity, right? Is she who she says she is, okay? Or is she really just a Republican version of Hillary Clinton, which I personally believe that she is a Republican version of Hillary Clinton. She's woke just like Hillary Clinton. Her whole campaign is based off the fact that she allegedly has a vagina. However, there was speculation that, hey, Nikki Haley could be in the running for Trump's VP. However, the Trump campaign has come out and basically tried to dispel those notions. And Trump recently came out and roasted Nikki Haley for flip-flopping on the fact that she claimed that if Trump runs, she wouldn't run for president, which clearly and obviously was a lie because she is running against Trump. And clearly Trump does not appreciate that, and rightfully so.
For instance, Nikki Haley, give me a break, I know her well. I will never run against our president, she said. I will never, ever. He is a great president. I will not run. This went on for like 2 years. Then one day she's making a speech. I said, oh, that's nice. Ladies and gentlemen, I've decided to run. What's going on? What's wrong? And DeSantis was worse because he was dead until I endorsed him. And then he went up like a rocket ship and he won. And then I helped him get through the general election. And, you know, he was so far down in the primary that it was the other guy was measuring carpets in the State House. He actually sent people, please measure my bedroom. I want to put a brand new carpet there. And then I endorse this guy, and, you know, to me it's a bad seed. When something like that happens, it's a bad seed. So I got him in, and he went up like a rocket ship. One press of a little button, you know, the button. Now, truth is much better. We all know that. But there was no truth then. Right now, we have truth, which is the best, right? But one press of a button, and all of a sudden, that election was over. He got the nomination. Then we got him past, a very tough guy. They said he was going to be president someday. It turned out to be a crackhead, but these are minor details.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? So, again, clearly Trump has an issue with Nikki Haley deciding to run, and we all know that Nikki Haley is being propped up by the establishment because, you know, allegedly, she's closing in on Trump, at least when it comes to the New Hampshire polls. She's closing in on Trump, even though she's still getting blown out by Trump in South Carolina. And, you know, one would have to really ask questions about where's Nikki Haley's support coming from, okay? Because I have never met anybody that is a conservative that is supporting Nikki Haley, but apparently she's the second most popular contender in the race.
She's emerging as the second option to former President Trump among Republican voters here in New Hampshire. Touting her foreign policy experience, voters tell us that Haley has become a voice of reason amid global turmoil sparked by wars in Ukraine and Israel. Her recent rise in the polls has even led to endorsements from GOP megadonors like the billionaire Charles Koch-backed super PAC, Americans for Prosperity Action. It's an attempt to distance the Republican Party from former President Trump, who is still dominating in popularity. These supporters are arguing that Haley is actually the strongest candidate to appeal to independent voters, defeat Trump in the primaries, and ultimately defeat Biden in the general election.
She intrigues me. She's a woman that I think's got backbone. And it's about time we got somebody in the office that's got a little backbone. From listening to the different debates, I feel that she's not going to back down. She's going to get her point across.
Now, Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis are seemingly locked in a battle for second place with the pressure on the early voting states. According to Real Clear Politics polling average, both candidates are far behind former President Trump, who has about 46% support in the Granite State. Haley right now is trailing him with about 19% in New Hampshire, and DeSantis has even slipped further than New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. DeSantis polling at just 8% right now.
Okay, but when you see news stories like this, that really makes you question whether or not the polls that we're seeing are actually real in regards to Nikki Haley's support. As Nikki Haley canceled an event in Sioux City, Iowa, after nobody showed up. Now, the mainstream liberal media and Nikki Haley are saying that, well, we canceled the event because of a snowstorm. But it seemed like to me, just based off the footage that I'm about to show you guys, that people weren't showing up to the event. So they decided that, you know what? We're just going to cancel it and blame it on the snow. Take a look.
Allie, let's talk about Nikki Haley. Trump's been targeting her more and more. She's also faced recent criticism for comments she's made regarding the Civil War, also saying New Hampshire corrects the Iowa vote. What's her strategy this week, and what would success look like for her campaign in Iowa?
Well, look, certainly not the kind of thing you want to lead with to Iowa voters, saying that the state that comes after them is the one that corrects the decision that they make. Haley, of course, explained that comment away over the weekend, saying she's kidding. All of the early states rib each other. Of course, that's true. At the same time, Nikki Haley saying in that clip you showed that people better get ready to see her face all the time. Yes, she's campaigning in the Hawkeye State, but snow is taking a toll here. You look around me, technically, this is an event that was supposed to start in the last few minutes. And of course, it's empty. You've got empty chairs, stuff packed up in the corner, and signs just hanging on the wall. The only way you'd know that Nikki Haley was supposed to be here. They canceled this event just a few minutes ago because the snow is really coming down out there. I know you're going to talk about weather later in your hour, but for Nikki Haley, the goal remains the same, even if the weather is changing around her. It's be able to provide herself a springboard into New Hampshire from the Hawkeye State. And, you know, Vaughn and I are typically under the impression, after covering so many of these Iowa caucuses, that there's 3 tickets out of Iowa. In theory, it should work that way, but it's so rare that you see the dynamics of a race be what they are right now, with the front runner so far out ahead and so consistently retaining that lead. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not the second and third ticket actually get any bounce out of the Hawkeye State.
And who will be those second and third tickets?
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that, okay? Isn't it interesting how the mainstream liberal media framed this, okay? The candidate that's supposed to be surging, right? They're supposed to be surging in the polls, ended up canceling her campaign event, allegedly because of the snow, even though the campaign event was canceled just a few minutes before it was scheduled to start. So you would think that there would be a ton of people there, okay, already waiting for Nikki Haley, okay? I mean, if the campaign event was just canceled, there should be a ton of people at the event waiting for her, okay? I personally think that they're using snow as an excuse, and don't get me wrong. I mean, apparently, I checked the weather. It is snowing pretty hard, okay? But this is Iowa, and I'm pretty sure they are used to getting snow, right? This is not an uncommon thing for them in the wintertime. But apparently, again, nobody showed up, and then they canceled the event and said, well, it's because of the snow, right? And look, I'm not saying that that's not the case, okay? It very well could be that the snow kept a lot of people from showing up to her campaign event, and then she decided to cancel it, okay? And then, you know, hey, maybe that is the reason why. I don't know, okay, the travel difficulties. But it seems to me that Nikki Haley is not going to have any problems making it to the Fox News town hall, right? So apparently, again, travel difficulties are keeping Nikki Haley from showing up to a campaign event to talk to the people, but not to Fox News, right? Not to a Fox News town hall, right? It's pretty interesting how that works, right? And with that being said, we have another GOP candidate, Mr. Vivek Ramaswamy, who is not letting the snow stop him from hosting campaign events. Let's take a listen to what he has to say about Nikki Haley canceling her campaign event because of snow and travel difficulties.
The other campaigns are canceling events today, not us. We have multiple events planned across northwest Iowa. We're keeping them intact. If you can't handle the snow, you can't handle Xi Jinping. That's what I would say. I love this process. The best part of it is meeting the voters across the state. So we're going to Woodbury County. We're going to Sioux City right now with an event that's going to start soon. For people seeing this across the state, keep coming out to the events. We're actually going to keep them intact. I know Nikki Haley and others couldn't handle it. Well, let them do it their way. We're doing it our way. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys today. The Iowa caucus is on January 15th. We take it seriously. We respect this process. And you know what? It's amazing how the mainstream media is trying to paint one narrative of this race. I consider it now bordering on a level of election interference in this GOP caucus right here in Iowa. Don't let them get away with it. I'm the most censored candidate in this race, but it's not up to them, and I don't report to them. I report to you, the people of this country, and it starts right here in Iowa. And so you look outside, you know, we're entering the beginning of the snowstorm. It's bad, but it's not that bad. I mean, I think we're going to be fine. Ray, you want to say hi to everybody? You don't have to look our way. We got a good bus driver here, so he's going to keep us safe, and we're going to do this. And let's man up a little bit.
Yeah, so that sounds sexist, right? That's what Nikki Haley would say, right? Telling, people to man up, right? That sounds like sexism, okay, according to, woke Republicans like Nikki Haley. But with that being said, Vivek did show up to his campaign event. He didn't cancel it. And look, a whole room full of people showed up, okay? I mean, I'm just saying, this doesn't look like the snow kept these people from showing up to see Vivek Ramaswamy, who is polling in the 4 to 5%, okay? While Nikki Haley, again, is surging in the polls, okay? I think she's at probably, at least 10% in Iowa. So you mean to tell me the second leader in Iowa had to cancel a campaign event because of travel difficulties, okay, in which you saw that nobody really showed up. But the guy that's, basically only in front of Chris Christie, right? He's in fourth place. The fourth place guy, he had a room full of people show up to his campaign event despite the snow in the same city. Not only did he have a room full of people show up, his wife had a room full of people show up. I mean, you have people standing, and Vivek is not even there. The candidate is not even there, okay? This is Vivek's wife. Now, again, she showed up to a city, Indianola, which is a population of 15,000 people. It was scheduled on short notice. You have Nikki Haley, who's in Sioux City, population 85,000 people, canceled, okay? Because not a single person showed up. At least that's what I'm thinking. It can't be the weather, right? Apparently, it's not that bad that people can't show up. So I'm just saying, I mean, look, I got questions about the alleged support for Nikki Haley. I really do. I don't think that she has as much support as the mainstream liberal media is claiming that she does, right? I don't think she has as much support as the polls are indicating. I hope I'm right, okay? I hope I'm right. Come caucus day in Iowa, I hope that Vivek Ramaswamy surprises a lot of people on that day in regards to his support, because I really don't understand how Republican voters can hear a guy like that and he's not polling at least 10 to 20% in a lot of these primaries. I really don't get it, okay? I don't understand the Nikki Haley people. I kind of understand the Ron DeSantis people. I definitely understand the Trump people. I really don't understand Nikki Haley people, though. I'm just saying. I don't get the Nikki Haley people. I think that Vivek is going to overperform in Iowa. I think that we're going to see some surprises there. I think obviously Trump is going to win, but I just don't think that Nikki is going to perform as well as the polls are indicating. But then again, I could be wrong, right? Who knows? Okay. Nikki Haley seems to be the establishment choice, right? That's, their pick. And this is why, she is being pushed and uplifted in some of these polls, in my opinion. I don't think that the real grassroots support is there. But then again, we will see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.